here we go. Daggerfall. Let's do this. It's been a year since we played Arena.
God, that's not long enough.
At this rate, we're going to be through all of the Elder Scrolls franchise by the time Elder Scrolls 6 comes out and disappoints us.
Can we nominate Bannerlord as a honorary Elder Scrolls game? Just so you keep making that joke.
Bannerlord is... I really have to respect Hellworld for having the cojones to, after your game has been infamously in development for like 8 years without a release date, to say it's releasing next year in early access.
So what are we... Who are we? Where are we from? I think we were Redguard last time.
We were a Redguard last time, but it really depends, Josh. Do you want to do the spells, which don't make any sense, or the physical combat, which is terrible?
Is there a pacifist option?
Yeah, it's not playing.
Well, I like to... Let's go play Fallout New Vegas. Yeah, so the reason we're not doing Old World Blues today is because, like, everybody else isn't here. Right. This is what happens when everybody goes to fucking haunted houses. Actually, only Chris has gone to a haunted house, but...
And like in any horror story... Like in any horror story, it's only when you're cornered and alone that the real evil emerges. So, I made Josh do...
Can we do the thing that we did in Battlespire where we just immune ourselves to everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's be the most boring pick. Let's be an Imperial.
Sounds good.
I can't select Imperial Province. Oh, is this one of those things where Imperials didn't exist at this time?
That's right. I had actually completely forgotten.
Let's be a Dark Elf. I don't think we've ever been... A Dunmer? Is that what they're called? I can't remember.
Yeah, Dunmer is the official Elder Scrolls word for Dark Elf. When they eventually got to the point with Elder Scrolls games where they wanted to have, like, plots and a setting that did its own thing and was really weird.
Wasn't this originally based off of like a D&D game? Like a custom D&D setting that like friends at Bethesda played?
Sort of, but then like Morrowind came around and they decided to shake things up and make things really interesting. And then that game did okay, and then they're like, you know what, that was a mistake. And then they walked it back, and they've never gone back since. Actually, if you read the story about how like Morrowind got developed, apparently Todd Howard, like they really had to twist his arm to get anything like kind of offbeat in that game.
Oh man. And then we did and then they did what's it called? Oblivion, and it was the most boring fucking setting in the universe.
Yes, it was basically a medieval times dinner theater.
Let's be a lady this time.
Yeah.
Would you like to choose from a list of possible classes to play? We're just going to generate one. Oh, God.
Yeah, you're going to create your... Oh, no. You're going to want to create your own class, but you know what? Never mind. Just go ahead and go through this. Yeah, it's when you create your own character class that you get to do things like make it so that you can't wear armor, but also so that you don't regenerate magic, but also you're immune to magic and fire and everything else.
Oh God, I have to. Okay, I was using the scroll wheel, wondering why nothing was happening. It's like, oh yeah, right.
It's a quiz where you only get one option per question.
Crap.
Yeah, we got a game to play. I think I remember the artist saying, for Morrowind, saying that whenever he had a cool idea, he would just do something weird, and then he would make something much weirder. And he would show the like way too weird thing to Todd Howard, and Todd Howard would be like, "Whoa, you got to scale that back, man, buddy. That's too out there. Let's compromise." And then he'd be like, "Okay," and then he'd like walk back into his office for a little bit. Then he'd come back out with the original drawing, like, "Here it is. How's this?"
I remember hearing that from somewhere. Man, this is exactly the same interface as it is in Battlespire, isn't it?
Yeah, you're gonna feel right at home. Special disadvantages. You're going to want to do special disadvantages first. So this is a little different than Battlespire.
Critical weakness damage.
Yes. If you click damage, Darkness. It just makes you take damage slowly for the entire game, and you need health potions to survive. That'd be fucking sick! Why isn't there a game like that?
Isn't that just Far Cry 2?
Yeah, basically, but just like a game where you get hit with a poison in the beginning, and it just slowly is like killing you for the entire rest of the game.
There's no antidotes on this level for like 90 levels.
Okay, so just take a bunch of forbidden armor types and a bunch of forbidden shield types and an inability to regenerate skill points. Take light-powered magery and dark-powered magery.
How do I select this? Okay.
Yeah, so the problem is that like they have a bunch of things where like they have a bunch of like, oh, here's an interesting concept where like you only regenerate magic when you're in the light, or you only get regenerate darkness if you're like indoors, or you don't regenerate magic points, or you can't cast spells. And all of them are... You can just take all of them. Also,
it's not letting me add any more than all this.
Yeah, that's fine. So one interesting thing about this setup as opposed to Battlespire is that in Battlespire, you have a certain amount of points to spend on this kind of thing. Whereas in Daggerfall, taking advantages and disadvantages just like tweaks your XP gain.
So I don't get any XP from wearing armor, basically?
Well, no. It's basically like if you take...
Or...
No, what I mean is if you take all these disadvantages,
if you take a whole bunch of advantages and you just never level up. Right, okay. Yeah. So what are we going to do here for special advantages?
I would take whatever you want. Like I said, if you just don't take any advantages, then it's just like it gives you way faster advancement.
Right, but the idea is to make us like immune to everything.
Yeah, in that case, just take regenerate health and spell absorption, I guess. No, resistance? Immunity. That's the one. It's called immunity. So yeah, just like load up on immunity to magic. All that good stuff. Really loving this no music right now.
Yeah, there's nothing going on.
Really kind of just drains the soul out of you as you're gradually navigating this labyrinthine menu.
So we've tweaked this all the way up to here.
Yeah.
So that means our disadvantages are still way higher than...
Yeah. Now what you can do is you can crank down your will and your intelligence because those are irrelevant to this character.
You know what? I just realized that's not you tapping on your microphone, but a sound effect in the game.
What did you think I was doing?
I was like, what are you tapping on, Ruts? What's going on? Will and intelligence.
Yeah, and then just pump this into like strength and endurance and stuff.
I remember this from Battlespire. Pretty sure we cut most of this part.
Yep. Are we going to cut it this time, or just not give a shit anymore?
I don't know. Okay, primary skills. Orcish.
Yeah, okay, wait. Cut back in here, because yes, this game adds languages, and this is an example of one thing that idiots are very nostalgic for. When I say idiots, I mean, like, sometimes in forum crawls, I've seen, like, man, you know, Morrowind dumbed the game down so much, it took out, like, all these skills. There's, like, half as many skills as there were in Daggerfall. It's like, yeah, well, Daggerfall had Giantish, and what did it do? Fuck all.
Gotta find our giant brethren. Etiquette.
So, like, in theory, what these languages...
C-3PO.
In theory, what the languages do is it gives you like a chance of making certain monster types non-hostile. It's just very
That's
stupid.
dumb.
Yeah, it's very
What should we
stupid because they're
throw?
extremely rare monsters for the most part.
What should we throw in here? We're a dark elf, so theoretically we could do spells if we wanted to.
Didn't you take a bunch of like darkness powered and lightness powered magic disadvantages?
No, I couldn't get that many. I just loaded up on a bunch of like I can't wear any armor or use any shields, and it wouldn't let me add any more special disadvantages beyond that.
Fuck it, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I guess. Critical strike is fun. And of course, jumping. Backstabbing's important, as well as Centurion or Centaurian, and climbing. And for our minor skills, we'll pick up hand to hand and
It's just like
dodging.
It's just such a tease. Like you hear that you can learn how to speak like giantish or nymph or whatever. You're like, oh, I'm gonna be chatting with giants and nymphs. No, that's the one thing you can't do. You can't have any conversations with the conversation skill.
Swimming.
Like this was so common in these old games where they would have a bunch of skills and it'd be like, oh man, it's so crazy, man. You can learn how these skills. And then the developers never had time to make any of them do anything.
Am I reading this wrong, Rutskarn?
No, you're reading
increasing
entirely
the
correctly.
So skill advancement for class, difficult is not the game's difficulty is harder. It's
It takes
can advance
3 times
very
as many.
fast.
I've been trying to explain this. It means it takes 3 times as long for you to learn new skills. Wait. So, are you or are you not like going to cast magic spells?
I guess not.
All right, fair enough.
You know what? I don't even know why this matters. We're not going to be playing this for long enough to level up. Who cares?
Yeah,
okay, let's
just
do it.
All right, Rutskarn ventures forth into uncertain territory.
Oh, we can't. It's not going to let us. We got to go somewhere that's not in the red.
Boy.
Okay.
Just take off some of our special advantages.
Yeah.
You're definitely going to need to make some cuts here.
Okay, there we go.
All right, now we are ready to enter the storyline. Please automatically generate your character background. This just like gives you starting weapons and reputations. It's almost completely pointless. Like if I was completely like scrupulous, I'd have you go through that just so that you could be absolutely sure you'd get like a battle axe or something. But it's
all
not
of these faces look like something you would find on the front of the box of EverQuest.
Yeah. I actually can't quite put my finger on what they do remind me of. Well, if you're a big fan of games where you really create a character, you don't just kind of make one, you create one. This is a good game for you because you will see a character creation screen and think, didn't I already do this part? Why is this a separate screen? And they'll just shrug their shoulders and give it to you. It's like, oh, you got to pick your stat ranges. Oh, but now you got to refine your stat ranges. Oh, you got to pick your skills, but now you got to refine your skills.
What?
Yeah,
I can change the game speed at the start?
Yeah, pretty much.
We'll just stick it average.
That's fine. Ideally, you would put it very low, but you're gonna want to keep it at average because that's what people come here to see. You getting your skinny ass kicked.
Whoa. Yep. Why does it sound like they recorded the dialogue for this game in a garage?
They did.
While the washing machine was running in the background.
Well, you better strap in because if you came here for high production values, you're about to get some cinematics straight out of the annals of straight to VHS Italian fantasy films. Look at that ugly ass D. They've apparently decided that he's the Emperor Uriel Septim the Seventh. There's touch and go there for a minute, but
none may know of this meeting.
Can you believe that 10 years after this, they'll have fucking Patrick Stewart playing Uriel Septim?
A little
bit.
A
year ago, King Lysandus of Daggerfall died honorably.
This guy does a pretty creditable job, considering, like, he could not possibly have understood what the fuck he was talking about, because the developers
Nobody
hardly
understands
did.
what's going on in this game.
I did grieve for him.
I mean,
why are
honestly,
we in the basement with one torch?
I love the makeup job and beard on that battle mage standing next to him. Is that a canonical character? I wonder.
A good and loyal man would be so cursed. Perhaps you...
Yeah, he returns as a mud crab in Oblivion.
And close the marble jaws of Oblivion, bringing peace to his soul.
You know, I'll be totally honest. Like, if you're playing this game back when Daggerfall came out in 1997 or whatever, this would probably feel really cool.
Wait a minute. The aspect ratio on this is wrong. It's clearly 16:9, but it's been stretched into a 4:3. What the fuck?
I couldn't begin to tell you where the original, like, pre-production errors began, and where the, like,
was this like this when the game came out? Like,
I could not tell you.
Personal nature.
It doesn't even need to be 16:9. There's nothing in the borders of this. Like, there's nothing. It's just black.
Now, my champion.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know.
Rest well this night. For tomorrow you sail.
I love how he's halfway out of frame. Oh well, great. Now there's no light in here. We gotta awkwardly tumble around and open the door.
Everybody tripping all over themselves to get out of the room.
That's how Uriel Septim actually died.
Everyone all right? But what's everyone doing in this room here, my lord?
What?
So yeah, anytime anyone tells you that every Elder Scrolls game begins with you in jail, they are talking straight out of their whistling anus. Yeah, this
great.
You're not a prisoner in this game. There's no prison anywhere involved. You were on a boat. It capsized. Now you're in a big dungeon.
It has a tutorial.
Yeah, sure. Go for it. Why not?
All right. Oh no!
What?
It's one of these tutorials where we're just gonna like put the manual on text on the screen before you do anything. Oh God.
Honestly, it's been so long since I played this game. I can't promise that I'd have been able to help you much. Maybe this is for the best. All right, get your bearings. Now, quick question.
Gotta move my hands over to the arrow keys.
Do you remember how combat worked in Arena?
Yeah, it was like you
switch to attack, then you click and swing in from like the corners. Well, I got some news for you. It's the same concept. It's just the only thing that's changed is the execution. It's much worse.
Great. Awesome.
Yep.
I mean, I did play Battlespire. Is it the same? Oh.
I would actually say Daggerfall's probably the worst.
Not inventory. Ah!
Yep.
we got a polo shirt and some baggy sweatpants.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me this was an Ultima game.
Watch that polo shirt, baggy sweatpants, because this game does have nudity.
Yeah. So now we have a sword.
Yep. Yeah, click the cross swords there, I think equips your weapon. Yep, there you go. And now try attack. You right click and swing your weapon, your mouse around.
All right.
Surprisingly tricky.
Okay.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I explained it like that, and people probably kind of get this mental image of what it would be like. It's a lot weirder and fussier than that. I promise you. Okay, now you're gonna want to figure out mouse looking. Yeah, you're gonna want to figure out mouse looking before you die.
Well, I mean, I can do this. What? Oh man.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, and fun fact: when you mouse look, your movement is not relative to which way you're mouse looking. It's objectively fixed to where you were before you started mouse looking.
Good God.
People probably are like about to get on my taint about like, oh, it was, come on, it was the no, come on, that was never a good idea. No one, like, no good game has that, because the developers, when they got to the point where they're trying to figure out how to integrate mouse look, are like, well, we could do this, or we could not do this.
Is this where I came from? No. Maybe?
There's literally no reason it had to be that way.
Like, mouse look in... Well, there wasn't mouse look in Doom, but looking up and down in Doom... Oh, no, you couldn't do that in Doom. I'm thinking Dark Forces, because they added their not perspective correct looking up and down. It was like you used the page up and page down keys, and that sucked in that game, especially because they designed encounters around... Okay, no, there we go. Especially since they designed encounters around like being able to look up and down, and it was still much better than this. The material of the weapon you are using is ineffective.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. They put an enemy that's immune to normal weapons in like the second room of the first dungeon.
What am I supposed to do?
I would probably just run, personally.
Alright, bye. No. Stay. No. No. Ah, fuck.
Just keep moving. Oh, you're almost dead. That's right.
Yeah, is green my health?
Or is it? That's a good question. I think it is. Did you save?
No.
Well, that was a mistake. You definitely should have saved.
We'll save a game here.
Oh, well, okay. Great. Good idea. Is that your note?
Woo, we got buried at a tomb. Okay, at least 6 people attended our funeral.
I'm just surprised they found the body. Can you imagine? You're the Emperor, and you like call this clandestine darkness meeting with your best agent. Like, you need to deliver this missive. It's of vital importance. Please, I'm entrusting you with the fate of the Empire. And then, like, the ship never arrives, and they, like, you look and you find, like, a shipwreck, and you're like, I fear the worst has come to pass. My agent has met their match. And you just, like, walk into a room, and they're just fucking dead, and there's blood all over the place, and there's just a rat sitting there. And you're like, wow, I really overestimated the quality of that agent. Okay, try resting.
How do I do that?
The campfire, I think? Oh, well, yeah,
that
there
imp is
sure
like
are.
out the door.
Well, you've gotten yourself into a little bit of a pickle here, Joshua.
Fortunately, they didn't invent pathfinding until 2002, so...
Hey, rest until fully healed. There we go. That wasn't too bad. See? You made it. I had faith in you. I respect that you managed to get both of those titles within the character limit.
Yeah, I was pretty happy about that. So
yeah, you know, it's the little craftsmanship details. Oh, if you're asking how to cast spells, don't ask me how to cast spells. I did not have this stuff.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to leave that imp unmurdered.
It's interesting because when I played through the Elder Scrolls games, Skyrim was out at that point. Like where when I decided to do my like straight chronological playthrough for the blog series, and I tried to play the same character in each one as much as possible. And if you really set me off, I can explain why it's canonically possible they're all the same person. But anyway, oh yeah, it's cheating, but okay, sure. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Okay, anybody who's played a DOS game and tried to rebind the commands will know that that exact thing that just happened, where you're like, okay, forward is W, reverse is S.
That's not
turn
what I
left
wanted.
Is L. No, not turn left. Slide left. Slide left. But when I played them chronologically, it was kind of interesting to watch how certain options would get phased out, and you'd have to try to approximate them as best as possible in the next one. Like in Arena, I was a fighter, so they didn't give me any magic. Like, they didn't give me any mana whatsoever. So in Daggerfall, I tried to take like a special build where I didn't have any mana, and where like I threw in like absorbed magicka as well. Morrowind, I took the Atronach Birth Sign, which makes it so that like you don't naturally regain your magic, and you know. And then in Oblivion, same. And Skyrim, well, Skyrim doesn't really have that, so I just kind of gave up.
Oh, this is really weird.
Yep,
it's weird being able to sidestep.
Just a naked dude standing behind the tip rail. He's freed himself successfully from his convention center prison. Yeah. How far Sterling Archer has fallen.
I was thinking of the Star Trek character, actually.
Nickel Archer. Well, if you were thinking of the Star Trek character, that is the last time anyone has thought of Captain Archer from Enterprise.
Well, it's nice that you auto-equip armor when you pick it up.
Yeah.
I like how the movement isn't, like, quite correct if you're not, like, on the right angle. Oh, yeah, I remember this happening in Battlespire, too, where the movement... This is forward, and it's pushing me distinctly to the left and right.
Is that because you're still in mouse look?
Maybe, I don't know.
There's a hotkey for resetting your view from mouse look. You should definitely.
Oh, that must be what's happening.
Yeah, it's like I said, in mouse look, it keeps the same objective movement, compass movement, from when you were not in mouse look.
Oh yeah, the extremely accessible home key.
I don't know why video games thought they could get away with just fucking using the home key back in the day. It's just like such an act of aggression to use my home key.
So yeah, I don't know. Go back to that.
It's like 90% of the time you get a keyboard these days, it's not even gonna have a home key. You're on some laptop keyboard and they just have, like, the good consonants. You know what's really obnoxious, by the way?
What?
Trying to play Mountain Blade on a keyboard that doesn't have a numpad when you get into like a battle.
Oh man.
Because like all the commands.
Can you not rebind those?
Okay, actually, so you can, but it had a problem in my case where I kept forgetting the rebindings literally every time. And the worst is if you've got a keyboard where the F keys, like the F1, F2, are automatically bound to something else, so you need to hold down function, and where you don't have a numpad. Because then, like, you can't really give orders easily, and you can't navigate around the battle map after you die, so you just kind of, like, stuck sitting there staring at the dirt while you listen to all of your men die in the background. Gotta love those dirty feet.
Where are my other swords? What the... There we go.
Yeah, you gotta scroll down.
Well, that almost killed me. Let's rest!
Yep. Kill a bat, think about what you did.
That's a weird
sound. All right, what you need is up the staircase. If you're just trying to get out of here, which I kind of recommend.
But there's something around here that's growling. I want to... Oh!
Is it everything you wanted it to be?
Well, it's dead now, which is... I mean, I was hoping it would murder me, so no.
Well, this is very much the wrong way in any case. Yeah, I played this game, and I have to say that I don't think I got to a point where it didn't feel unnatural when I would mouse look somewhere and then use the WASD keys or the arrow keys, and
it's
like,
just awkward.
Cha-cha in an arbitrary direction.
What the hell? Why does the vocal cords on that skeleton...
Sounds like a pterodactyl.
This is bad.
Yep, you did badly.
Well, here we are again.
Okay, just skip the enemies and run past them. Yep, this is kind of just the way you do it, honestly. I mean, Oblivion was worse because it was level scaled, so it's kind of like you were disincentivized to fight anything unless you really wanted to. I think some of the people watching this may remember when I streamed Shivering Isles, and everyone's like, "Oh man, you know, Shivering Isles, it's so much wacky fun," and they were mostly right, except for the fact that every dungeon is not wacky fun. It's killing an enemy that's wacky fun once 40 different times, and they're all identical in a linear corridor. So what I did, for the sake of, you know, respecting my viewers' time...
It just killed me!
Guy in a hood. Probably an archer. Statistically. What I did for the sake of respecting my viewers' time was I would just, like, run through the dungeons and leap over everyone's heads.
Can I do that? How do I jump?
Spacebar, but I don't think you can really, no. Oh, well, I found it, the spacebar. I don't know what it is for you. I think it's J, actually.
Oh, we don't have the magic cursor. Whoa!
Right. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna want to. Whoa, boy! What you want to do is get on the throne, and then there's a lever next to the throne, and you want to like click on it, like left click.
Oh, I just nearly fell to my death. I think this is gonna be another one of them not so successful runs.
Well, by what standard success, really? Yeah, see the lever next to the throne there? You're going to want to left-click on it. It's to the right of the throne. It's to the right of the throne if you're sitting on it.
Yeah, I see it.
You want to be... No, I...
Rutskarn!
I told
The throne
you fairly
went away now.
unambiguously what I wanted you to do. Alright. You're gonna do it this time. Yeah, use the mouse look to get down there and examine it. This was a really avant-garde puzzle for 1997. I keep saying 1997. It's 1996. Okay, close enough.
Somehow this game feels older than that.
You know what? That you're absolutely right. I think one thing people do forget, and which, you know, I should probably take a moment to acknowledge, is that Bethesda of 1996 was not a very powerful studio. Like, you know, people are used to thinking about, like, Bethesda as, like, AAA, you know, Skyrim.
Yeah.
They got that Oblivion money, even. Or especially they got that Skyrim or Fallout 3 or, you know, Fallout 4 money.
Fucking...
But
I'm
back
stuck.
in
I
the
can't
day,
move.
no. You know, they really came from scrappy origins, and if they suffer from anything, it's that they're so married to tools that were developed in that very limited era. I mean, I'm not suggesting that, like, Daggerfall technology is in Skyrim or anything, but if there's a problem, it's that the things they're building with are not very stable. I mean, I say that, but it's not like I actually know that from personal experience. I'm just kind of...
I gotta be honest, this sucks way more than Arena did. Like, this is
It does.
very bad. And Battlespire is actually better than this, in my recollection.
It's not, but you're correct. Arena is much more playable than this game is. And if there's a reason why people like it more than Arena, it's because it has a bunch of features Arena doesn't. I mean, that's a huge understatement.
Like being able to learn Orcish.
Well, this is an actual open-world RPG. Arena is not. Arena is an RPG with a linear story, but it's not very fussy about how it's linear. I really enjoy that she wears a hood to protect her identity. She's really got to keep a low profile. Or maybe she's trying to keep the blinding sunlight out of her eyes. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's just like, what were they trying to do with that character design? Besides achieve a boner.
It's so weird seeing sexy Bethesda, or not even really sexy Bethesda, but... Oh, come on. Where is the rat?
Yeah, I gotta say that I don't really want a return to this. Like, I share the conviction of some critics, including, I think, Chris, that, you know, Bethesda could stand to, like, learn what sex is, and, like, have some kind of, like, romantic or sexual, like, vibe anywhere in their open worlds.
Yeah.
So that they don't, like, kind of feel like a theme park. Just more things that make it feel like it reflects small human experiences. But I get it, because traditionally the way those have been reflected in Bethesda games have been pretty ham-fisted. Very much coming from one voice for one voice, not so much like a reflection of a world.
What the fuck? Oh, interesting. The map is 3D.
Yeah, the exit should be around here somewhere.
Well, I don't see it.
Try going to that door to the left at the end of this hallway here.
Yeah. Well, there's a skeleton here.
Very angry skeleton. I could have sworn I
Well, it's not
remember
in
the way
there,
to get out of
Rutskarn.
Could have sworn I remember the way to get out of here, but it's kind of hard watching it.
Have you trapped me in a murder dungeon?
A murder dungeon of my own devising.
Is it one of the things in here?
Is there like a way out in there?
I don't know. I get murdered too fast to find out.
Well, fortunately, this game has a handy-dandy map.
I mean, this is not telling me a great deal of anything.
Yeah, this is the worst map I've ever seen in a video game.
Oh my god. Ah!
It really has the worst of all possible worlds here. It's a very clumsy interface for navigating around 3D maps, which are mostly featureless and then are shrunk down to the point where you can't recognize anything. And also, it doesn't render a bunch of the chunks like until you're right on top of them. So it's such a confusing mess. It's like trying to understand the layout of a bowl of spaghetti by only looking at like quarter-inch vertical slices of it at a time. And, you know, I mean,
I think I see where I'm supposed to go here. But
they had a lot of technical hurdles to get around to even coming up with an auto map for this game. I totally get that. But I'm not even sure they could have done a better job. It's just, it isn't really useful. Especially since the dungeons in this game are colossal. This dungeon is very small by the standards of a Daggerfall dungeon.
Well, it's already too big, so...
I literally once was in a dungeon and I got lost in it. Like, when I say that, I mean... And I don't think this has happened to me in any other video game. I couldn't figure out how to get out of the dungeon for hours.
Oh, you mean like what's happening to us right now?
No, like, I mean I couldn't find my way back out of the dungeon. Like, I couldn't even find the first level of the dungeon.
Okay,
like, I came in on level 1.
Oh, fuck.
Like, I came in the dungeon on... I came into the dungeon on level 1. It's like a bunch of sort of sloping hallways with werewolves in it. But the thing is, it was interesting, because, like, I have a quest to kill an orc, but there's just werewolves. Huh, interesting. So I go into I find a door and it leads to the second area of the dungeon. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm in that area of the dungeon for like 4 hours. Keep finding new areas, can't find my way back to where I even came from, and fun fact, I don't actually see a monster of the type I came into this dungeon to kill in the first place. It was a full failure. Just like 100% failure.
I don't think this is the room I need to be in. Oh my god.
Well, just deal with these monsters.
No, this has nothing to do with the exit.
Alright,
I thought you told me you knew your way around.
Did I actually tell you that at any point?
I imagine you did. Am I stuck on?
At what point? Well, I've casually told you. Oh, by the way, if you're ever lost in level 1 of Daggerfall, I know my way through.
Like 5 minutes before we started recording this.
Yep. Show me the receipts. No one will ever believe you.
Oh man, I am like 95% of the way to saying like that's it for Daggerfall forever. This game is not playable anymore.
We absolutely 100% have to get out of here.
Well, maybe it's this way.
Okay, hang on.
Going down doesn't seem like the right way, but oh, what the hell? Oh boy.
Okay. Okay, did you... From the balcony, did you go through the first door you came across?
I just did now. Swing,
okay,
damn it!
Well, I think it's this way. Green tunics and blue loincloths and boob windows appear to be very common motifs among these archers.
Oh my god.
So this was definitely like a pre-Gygaxian naturalism. Well, actually, it's post-Gygaxian naturalism, I guess, because Gygaxian naturalism was like the ground state of this entire genre of gameplay.
Yeah.
What I mean to say is, you've got a rat in a room with an imp and a room with an archer, and they're all bros. Why are they here?
I'm back here!
Fucking no one
At
knows.
the
It's
bottom
like a
of the
smuggler's.
fucking...
Okay, no, yeah, just go back up to the balcony.
There's skeletons that don't like me. What happens?
If you crush
I'm
yourself.
standing under the lift.
I know, you definitely shouldn't save before you try and find out.
Nothing happens.
You enter climbing mode briefly. Oh yeah, in theory you could scale sheer walls in this game.
Am I supposed to go that way?
This walkthrough here says, like, just the follow the corridor and take the first door you come across.
Okay, well that's this one. And that takes me down here.
Okay. No. I guess not that way then.
It's impossible to walk through also doesn't know where the exit to this dungeon is.
Okay, follow this corridor.
It's this one.
Yeah, it's probably that door.
Ah!
Hey,
Oh!
there we go.
Look at this tiny fucking little dungeon.
I know.
You shrank.
All of that dungeon took place inside a gopher hole. Also, just look at this vast beachside property. Privateer's Hold. Shipwrecked right
Wait,
here.
What? Oh yeah. Haha. Yeah, where are we? What the? We're in. Okay.
I mean, yeah, in theory, you're sort of near, I guess, the ocean.
Oh, good lord! I forgot this game has the biggest fucking map.
Yeah, so in theory, you can travel anywhere on foot or on a horse in real time. In practice, that would be just about insane. If you insist on traveling everywhere on foot, you will never finish this game.
What's this thing?
I'm not even sure it's possible to do within a lifetime. It's the map is. They decided to just make the map as big as a map would be.
Oh yeah, like it's the size of Britain.
Yeah, essentially.
So what are we supposed to do? How am I supposed to know where to go?
Well, that's a good question. Check your quest log.
How do I do that?
Well, you better figure it out before you continue, or else this could be a short quest. Okay, I'll give you a hint. Go back to the main screen.
Logbook?
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
Ah. The Shade of King Lysandus.
Yep, hunting the city of Daggerfall. So, now you gotta find the city of Daggerfall.
In the country of Daggerfall.
Yep.
Okay, I played the Elder Scrolls Online and spent some time in this area, so I'm trying to remember where Daggerfall is. I feel like it's in here? Oh my god,
Nope.
This doesn't give me a list of towns, it just shows the towns! There's so many towns!
Yeah, you hit the find button, and it'll search. It'll, like, basically bring up a search prompt.
There's no place by that name on your map. What a shame.
So this had to have been completely mind-blowing. I will say that much. It's a cool feature now. I would not mind a game that was like Daggerfall, but better in every single respect.
Yes. Speed. Okay, total cost. Oh, alright. Begin.
So in this game, you can buy a ship, and the main effect is making, like, long-distance sea travel free. And it's such a waste of money.
Look at all these fucking people just wandering around out here.
All these goats just kind of, like, zigzagging. Why don't you talk to somebody? Put your etiquette to use. Oh, look at that face. That is the face of every portrait for a character you're talking to in video games in the 90s. Like, it's such a shame that they didn't have enough time to make it so that when they talked, the eyes and mouth would kind of jerkily animate, because that's my shit right there.
That would have been great.
That's what I see when I close my eyes.
Good day. Fair day to thee. You haven't heard anything interesting lately, have you? I'll give you a hint, Dark Elf. If you want to succeed in magic, join the Mages Guild.
No, you didn't say it like a 90s indie game voice actor. I'll give you a hint, Dark Elf. If you want to succeed in magic, join the Mages Guild. Since I have nothing nice to say...
Oh my god.
So, know anything about the Mages Guild?
I can bunny hop.
Actually, that wasn't quite accurate. I feel like next time you talk to an NPC, I need to make one tweak just to really make it realistic.
Is that a monkey? Oh. I mean, it looks like it's supposed to be a cat, but the face looks not like
It does look like a monkey. It looks like a monkey that hates life. Alright, so what are you gonna find out?
Lady Brasana.
Okay.
Do you want me to say
Greetings to you. What do you know about Lady Briziana?
Well, you probably already know this. Lady Magnuson? She's the emissary of the Blades in Daggerfall.
Wait, what? But that's not the person we were asking about.
No, but he felt like talking about Lady Magnuson. It's like when you've got a video game you've been playing and nobody wants to ask about it. Wait, slow the fuck down, Josh. Haven't you been forgetting something? Like your main quest? Ask about the ghost.
Yep.
Roleplay is someone who cares about ghosts. Roleplay a paranormal investigator.
How do I
in
even...
a Daggerfall reality show. Regional, I think. Sure, probably, right? Like, tell me about regional.
Regional? Where is that?
Just go back, like, to tell me about.
A bunch of the...
Wait, I think... No, hang on. Like, you're in the wrong page here. There was a previous page of stuff.
Alright, well, let's... Okay, where is... Regional? Any temple of some gods.
Okay, no,
that's not what we wanted.
I guess it turns out that I don't know how to do this either.
How long has it been since you did your retrospective?
It's been like 5 years. It's been like 5 years since I played the game.
Name is Tristival Woodston.
Tristival Woodston. They don't make names like that anymore. Procedurally. Actually, I think
we should just go to the
too.
castle?
Procedural names.
What?
This is how you leave labels on the map.
Oh my god.
I just realized that I could pretend to be a 90s indie game voice actor all day long. It's really magical. There's so many little details that you need to bring to life. The terrible microphone quality, the fact that they're not doing this professionally, the weird way they seem to be like imitating a kind of performance that no one's ever heard before or since. But it's like clear that they're aping it. But what is it? And also, my favorite part, everyone pronouncing proper nouns differently and nobody noticing.
He wants me to kill monsters.
Yep, Mordred's General Market.
Where is that?
If they're not gone by this time tomorrow, he'll be so ruined. So ruined. Elena Garum. I don't know, it sounded like,
somewhere, just keep... Castle Daggerfall is somewhere. Just keep going east. Castle
Daggerfall is somewhere. Just keep going east. The best way to go to Castle Daggerfall is east of where we're standing. Yep, Mordred's General Market. There we go.
Gonna be somewhere
Gotta
around
be somewhere
here.
around here.
Are we in it?
Maybe? He wants you to clear out monsters, so...
Roddy
maybe these
Weir
guys are the
Bucking
monsters.
Wing.
Maybe these guys are the monsters. Just go around asking everybody, are you a monster?
This guy doesn't know where it is.
I don't understand how this game works, but I'm sure there must be some reason why you would want to ask people things bluntly.
Well, let's see.
Morgasa Garing. These are not bad procedural names. You have to admit that much.
What
Listen,
if you wanted
I ain't
to
got time
piss
for
people
this.
off?
Why don't you just kiss off, Regina?
Why does that? That doesn't.
Kiss off.
Ah!
It's a weird.
Oh yeah, there's nudity
Yeah.
in this game.
So I was about to say, like, well, this game's game sensibilities are very very delicate.
What is she doing in there?
Just chilling, really, enjoying the breeze. She accidentally entered the sauna.
Whoever the hell's playing lute in here sucks.
He's not playing lute, he's playing a MIDI loop. The King's Fair.
So maybe it's
such a terrible name for... Like, all of these tavern names are also procedurally generated, of course. This game is pretty much top-down procedurally generated, except for, like, 10 NPCs.
And it is terrible.
It's not great. Again, like, I feel like they probably, like, you could probably do a really badass job of making a game like this today. Back then, they just sort of did the best they could. Incense and soft music soothe your nerves as you cross the threshold.
Uh-oh. I don't know what's happening. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for The Elder Scrolls Chapter 2, Daggerfall. Unfortunately, we have reached the end of the game.
We were beaten by the monsters.
The music music is still working, but nothing else is.
Well, it was fun while it lasted.
Oh man, Arena was like something of a success, so they went and just bit off more than they could chew with this game, didn't they?
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't even mind a game that looks like this if the movement controls were halfway decent. You know, halfway towards modern. This is just like, you can't strafe and turn the camera at the same time. You can't strafe and turn the camera at the same time, Rutskarn. What the fuck?